Hello everyone and welcome to another SCPH replay set in by the community. This one gonna be a TVP on a Cyber Forest LA. And if you guys been checking out all of them news in StarCraft so far, I've been hearing rumors. Alpha Star on StarCraft would be really cool. Make it an even better experience. Learning AI is gonna be very scary. If you give them the absolute manifestation of any kind of computer, you can see the best micro in the world. Honestly impossible to any human being. But anyway, speaking of the humans, let's introduce our players real quick. Here on the bottom right, we got Iskaplif playing that red Terran. In the meantime, here on the top left, we got the blue Protoss that is Commander H. So is he the commander of the H battalion? Is he something else? We shall see. It's already an assimilator being built here by Commander H. And interesting note, he is going to decide to build up a gateway and a forge all the way on the second. This does mean that the Protoss is looking to build on from behind the second base, have a safe expansion, and bunker up along the way. Iskaplif though playing standard, going to be putting up the barracks, proper walling this time, 2 supply depots around it, and we are going to have a Reaper as well. What else has been going on in StarCraft? I think the newest co-op commander did just come out. It was Statman. It was really cool. So you're playing this Mecha Zerg kind of deal, but it also has these Protoss and Terran elements. The Terran, the Battle Cruiser, Broodlord, that kind of thing. And there's also the floating pylons. It's like satellites. They work as creep instead. But anyway, let's get into this one. We are going to see standard Terran technology versus the might of the Protoss Armada. But in the meantime, the Probes just trying to scout, trying to do his duty, getting hampered here by the Reaper, gonna get taken down. Unfortunate stuff for that one worker. Commander H still checking behind this, and look at this photon cannon. As soon as the Reaper comes on in, 3 shots and you're out. Iskaplif did not notice that just in time. He might have thought like, oh, it's a small square structure, might be a pylon all the way in front. Didn't expect the cannon to show up, and now the first Reaper unable to get any real information on the main. Due to the fact though that Commander H is just building on the outside, it is gonna be all his tech exposed here to Iskaplif. So he does know more or less where he is in terms of the economy. Macro game not really working out for either player so far. Neither player has actually used up their second base as of yet, but good for Commander H. He has started with that Nexus production. Speaking of production, Warp Gate as well as a defending stalker here for Commander H. Not even gonna bother with the Zealot, and not even gonna bother with finishing up the wall. So the stalker out in front, gonna look to shoot into the wind. In the meantime, Iskaplif trying to get as much space as he can from his base. Unlike this, many people forget to do this. Put a building all the way in the back, so this does mean that he is gonna have a little bit of a warning if drop play is gonna happen. Command center now being built here on the main base. Starport gonna get the tech lab here after all the add-on switches. And what is this gonna be? What will this provide for us? It's now the SCV scouting on the left hand side. Instantaneously, Iskaplif gonna decide to go for that cloak for the Banshee, as well as a single aerial unit as well. Now the Stalker trying to fight on the ramp, very dangerous. Already losing half his HP, has to back away, and Commander H doesn't want to take his fight because 6 Marines are very scary against this one Stalker. Even with all the stutter step in the world, if Iskaplif gets into firing range, that's gonna be the show. In the meantime, Commander H setting on up with a Warp Gate here and there. Warp Prism immediately here from Commander H, and we are gonna get a Robo Bay as well. So what is this Robo Bay for? Is this gonna be early Colossi? Will this be Disruptor drops? That would be very interesting to see. Warp Gates now gonna be on the double, so you won't really have too many ground units from his primary production. All about the economy here, and now honestly a pretty lull period in time. In the meantime though, finally, we are gonna see the Banshee wail on in, trying to get in position. Has Cloak finished? No, not yet. He might have to wait just a little bit. Honestly, a whole lot of nothing going on in this game right now. It's that calm before the storm. It's that lull within the weather when you see those dark clouds come, and you know that the rain is gonna drop very soon and very heavily. But for now, it's still a calm day. You're waiting for the action to go on. Speaking of the action, we got an upgrade here for Robobay. Is that the speed for the Warp Prism, I believe? It might be the Observer one as well. Not really too sure about that one. But Colossus being built here on the Robo facility. And we are going to get another set of Stalkers. Interesting composition here for Commander H. It's all about those Stalkers and the Colossus. Very, very quick. And usually when you do a Warp Prism start off, you want to build 2 Immortals instead. You go for the drop with the pylon mode, and when you can do so, you're gonna be able to warp in some zealots. But instead, Commander H gonna stuff that giraffe into the warp prism and will try to just burninate everything on the primary base of the Terran. 2 bases now built. Here we go with the Stalkers looking for the interception, but of course the Banshees can just cloak. Now, unfortunately for Commander H, he's not ready with the economy hampering. He doesn't have any cannons in his mineral line, and these probes are going to pay the price. In the meantime, where's the Warp Prism still waiting on? And here comes all the going ghost in the world. So, the Photon Cannon trying to be built here by Commander H, not gonna fly. The Banshees of Iskaplif just getting some really good hits, and this might be GG already because Commander H unable to really do much. The Banshees though gonna back on out before one of them loses cloak, but that's a lot of economical damage done already by Iskaplif. Well played. He sees the Warp Prism as well going on back. So now Iskaplif not only preventing the attack there from the Warp Prism, but also able to get some really good hits on the economy. So basically guys, that's a hiccup there for the Protoss that he can not avoid, because of course with the Terran you can just get richer and richer. Now here we go with Commander H. He's gonna fly this Warp Prism, and you can see how quick it is. The Cyclone though and the Marines trying to get in position, and this might be the draft of the Giraffe here. And here we go right now with the Burning Nation one more time. Warp Prism micro though from Commander H, pretty exceptional, but the lock on will do so much damage to this one Warp Prism. There's the scan as well, and the Colossus gonna drop before any real damage is done. Well played there by Iskaplif, using the Cyclones to get in position. Commander H, too late with the attack, was too busy dealing with problems at home. So Commander H now gonna go for another kind of tech. Gonna be building up 2 Stargates, but he only has 2 bases. So this is gonna be a hard sell for any kind of investment so far. Commander H might want to not only build up that 3rd base, but also try and have some photon cannons in the mineral line. But this is what it is, a little bit poor here from Commander H right now. It has been a little bit of a shakeup here for the Protoss, but in the meantime, Iskaplif playing this as slow as he wants. The Observer though has spotted all this coming. Siege tanks, Cyclones, Banshees, Marines, a multitude of units right now, and Iskaplif has felt that, oh, since he has a Robobay, might have some observers in position, might have some observers with some speed. So gonna be building up some missile turrets along the way. Armory gonna be next on the list as well. Interesting to note though, he doesn't have any missile turrets on his primary. Instead, we are gonna see the classic campaign mode here with missile turrets. You put them all around your ramp, all around your base, all around your plateau, and that is the show, because of course the AI is gonna go that way. Now medevac here and there, a lot of variety for Iskaplif. It's like he's like, I want this, I want a salad, but I also want cheese, I also want some olives, I want some tomatoes, and maybe just throw in some chocolate over there. That sounds pretty decent. As for now, the 3rd day is now gonna be built here by the Red Terran. He is gonna fly those command centers, very efficiently done by Iskaplif. He doesn't want to do it on the outside, gonna be floating them on in instead. And this is why, guys, mobility is key. Maybe one day we are gonna see buildings be able to fly, buildings be able to move around, especially if the buildings aren't in the best place. Now Iskaplif gonna really go for these Banshees, gonna have 4 of them in one fall swoop. The Stalkers though and the Voiders trying to get in position, and now the Observer is there. One of the Banshees dies instantaneously, and the second one might fall very, very low, 11 HP, and the Dream able to cloak on out. That was way too close for Iskaplif, but Commander H now gonna get supply block, so all this production gonna be hampered. Interesting note, Commander H has decided to build up an Oracle as well. You don't usually see the Oracle this late into the game. You go for this early to mid and fry up the mineral line. But of course, you can use its powers, the Envision, the Stay Trap, gonna be very, very pesky. We'll see how the Oracle is gonna support the composition, as we are gonna have +1 on ground weapons so far, as well as shields of all things. So guys, I have a question for all you Protoss players. Who builds shields? That's a real question. Unless you're going for that one composition that is Archon and Zealot, you always want to go for armor instead of shields. It provides more protection, and of course it very much dampens the blow on all the fatal wounds, all the mortal damage being done on your units. But for now, Iskaplif trying to give chase, sees the Warp Prism. It has another Colossus on the inside. Very ambitious play here from Commander H, but Iskaplif is giving chase. The Banshee still might need some repairs after that last engagement, and we are going to see the Red Terran pretty much supply blocked along the way. Another duel here, the Cyclone trying to get the lock on. The Banshee's providing vision, and we have the Vikings soaring on in the rise of the Valkyries here and there. The Warp Prism able to survive. Now another fight here on that third base. I guess one quick see of that observer. How do you spot it? Oh, the missile turret on the back. Getting the detection, got the takedown while the observer was on observation mode. So yeah guys, pretty slow game. The Banshees and the Warp Prism trying to make this pretty entertaining for everyone, but overall has been a little bit of a snore. It is just your standard situation where either player is indecisive on when to attack. So instead, they are going to go for the macro behind this. Now, Commander H going to be building up 2 carriers after all this. Interesting. You usually want to have a lot of carriers, just like how you want to have a lot of back cruisers. And you're still on 2 base. You're not really going to have the economy to sustain this after a cycle or 2. But anyway, it is what it is. Here we go with the Chrono Boost to get some more carriers out. Let's see if the Interceptors can get the damage done. 4th base now being built. And the good thing here that both players are doing is they are macroing. Iskaplif though, doing it double, playing quite well. Look at the production right now. Gonna go for a lot of armory upgrades as well. And I love seeing this from a Terran who knows he's ahead, who knows he can just turtle up, and who knows that he has the advantage. You build up 1, 2, some people even building up 3 or 4 armories, just getting all those upgrades out of the way. Interesting to note, the engineering bay is out in front, providing of course the wall, and won't really be focusing too much on the infantry. So it's going to be an air battle right now. Iskaplif and Commander H preparing for a show. Here we go right now. The Banshee sees the Warp Prism with the Colossus on the inside. The Vikings soaring on, and the Cyclones trying to get in position one more time, and the Marines and the Siege Tanks trying to get in position. Now, Iskaplif sees that this base here not taken whatsoever by Commander H. Instead, it's a southwest venture. And here we go with the Red Terran. He has to try and shut this down, choke out this opponent. It is going to be your standard siege right now, and this poor Nexus point hasn't even started. The Warp Prism now gonna get locked on, might get taken down there. The Colossus comes on that, already has 4 kills, and these Marines don't know what's gonna hit them. The cannon also gains some value, and beautiful start step there from Commander H till the Vikings get in position. Iskaplif though, just waiting for the end to come so far. So far so good here for the Red Terran. Commander H on the outside still, and we do get the scan. The Interceptors though aren't in position as of yet, and here we go with the duel. The scan on the backhand side. The Siege Tanks getting the good damage from the ramp. The Marines though screaming for their lives, but you know what else is gonna be screaming? This Protoss fleet, as that's gonna be a huge anti-armor missile there from the Raven, getting the debuff ongoing, forcing the air units to back on out. And clean as the whistleblower there from Iskaplif. Well done by the Red Terran. Still waiting on the outside. Here we go. Trying to get out in the front. Can Commander H do anything behind this? Iskaplif right now floating on a lot of minerals and gas. Can't go for reinforcement wave anytime soon. Commander H in the meantime losing all these probes, losing all his mineral production, and now the Vikings coming on back into the air. I love the transformation there from Iskaplif. This might be game over right now. Game over, man. Game over. The carrier is trying to back on the way, and this is just gonna be the beginning of the end. Waiting for the end to come, wishing he had strength to stand, because not only is Commander H just choked out of all kinds of economy, but at the same time, no cybercore anymore. Where is the Forge? Non-existent. He only has these carriers to rely on, but you know what the one weakness of the carrier is, guys? It's very simple. You run out of minerals, you run out of power. This is a unit that involves getting rich and getting richer from being rich, but when you're poor, it's just dividends working out against your favor. It's just the worst kind of investment right now. And sure, Iskaplif is struggling against these carriers, but at the same time, every time he takes one down, that's 8 gone. That's a lot of minerals lost, and now he only has how many minerals left? Only 400 behind this. It's either he saves up those minerals for another Nexus point, or he commits with these carriers. But overall, this might be the show. This might just be a GG, because Iskaplif having complete map advantage so far. What can the Protoss even do? Doesn't even have gas anymore. 300 gas, 300 minerals. That's the show. One thing Commander H, of course, can do is decide to long distance mine on the second. And there you go. He is going to try to do so. He has no real choice. And while there is a lull, this is going to be the time for him to get that second base running, potentially. But no, never mind. Iskaplif is a hard Warden. He never gives up. He never lets. And these 4 carriers are going to be so for Commander H. Doesn't seem like it's going to be anytime good. As here we go with this pylon gets spotted, gets taken down immediately. And in the meantime, of course, the carriers are going to be flying on. And how is Iskaplif going to respond? If you go for a base race, this is going to be an easy victory here for the Red Terran. So Commander H might have to rely on a mistake from the Red Terran's part. We'll take care of the missile turret first. It gets pretty much confused with all the interceptors around it. Here comes the orbital command now, slowly being whittled down. The mules and the SCVs trying to back away, and they see all their hard work just fly off and die in distance. So Iskaplif to decide to full commit onto this one. And here comes the all-attack move. The Vikings numbering in the dozen. Here we go with the missiles in the air. Commander H running out of carriers, running out of rope. And all that's left is for him to hang himself. GG now called. Well played from Commander H. Game isn't over yet, though, interesting enough. And no, there's the call. Iskaplif taking the victory. Commander H going out with style, going out with grace. Good to see some good manners. But overall, well done by the Red Terran. Again though, a game from Iskaplif that does involve really just staying in your base when there are a lot of opportunities when you can go on the outside and go on the attack. So that's something you can work on. If you're on the lower tiers and you have a really good macro game and you have this good game sense, the only thing you need to work on is your timings. With your game sense being enhanced by this, get more aggressive, see when you can attack, see when you can win the victory already. Because I honestly, for this game, I feel like this was 10 minutes too long in both an opportunity and in the start. Like Iskaplif and Commander H both just waited on at that start, really doing absolutely nothing. And that moment where Iskaplif shut down the probes and that also prevented the Colossus drop, I felt that that was already the victory for the Red Terran overall. So yeah, GG, well played, and I'll see you guys in the next one.